my friends? SeanPierceJohnson here, ready to start your week out right with a very cool new pedal from my friends at Walrus Audio. You may have seen a little bit of this teased at the NAMM show. They did have it on the demo boards, but they weren't making too much ado about it. Well, today, that's different because you probably are seeing 15, 20 videos on this pedal, and it is the Monument V2 Harmonic Tremolo. Now, it was a while ago that we took a look at the first version of the Monument Tremolo, and just based off the shots that you just saw, you can probably guess that, well, hey, V2's a smaller enclosure. Is that really it? Well, no, Walrus isn't one of those companies that's just gonna put something in a smaller enclosure and call it V2. They're actually going to go to a lot of trouble to make sure that version 1 and version 2 really do see some improvements. So let's go ahead and throw the pedal up on the screen and talk about some of those improvements and check out the control set. First and foremost, everything that you knew and loved about the original Monument, it's still here. You get the same control layout of volume, tremolo shape, tap tempo subdivision, rate, and depth, and of course the ability to switch between a standard tremolo sound and a harmonic tremolo sound. All still there, nothing different in that respect. However, they have gone into the internals of it and made it so that you have an improved tremolo response across the range of the rate, which I really like. And now I always liked the original Monument, and I never felt like there was anything wrong. But I definitely think that going in there and making sure that the response across the range of the knob is one of those things that tremolo pedals, they don't often address. There's often like several sweet spots that work really, really well, and then the other ones in between just kind of are like, meh. Of course, like we said, they put it in a smaller enclosure, so it certainly saves on pedalboard real estate. But I think the big improvement is what you are able to do with the jack on the side of the pedal. You can see it labeled right here, EXP/tap, basically allowing you to select whether or not you want to use it as a remote tap tempo jack or hook up an expression pedal. And you can choose any of these parameters that are on the pedal and choose what the expression pedal is going to control. There's a little bit of a trick to deciding that. You have to open up the back of the pedal, pull out this little jumper on the circuit, and replace it on the appropriate spot. It's not necessarily one of those things that some people will like, and it comes from the factory, it comes set to the tap tempo. I would rather have the expression. So before we started rolling, I got out a screwdriver, opened up the pedal, moved it over to the expression pedal, and I'm fine. It's no big deal to me, and it's really a simple thing to do. But some of you, I could see it being a little bit of a problem. Now, the setup's a little different today, so here it goes. I'm gonna stick with the Navigator for this one. I've been really bonding with it lately, and well, with this particular pedal, it just sounds right. We are going in from the Jennings Navigator into a JHS Clover, using it as a preamp. From there, a Chase Bliss Audio Dark World for some reverb, into a TC Polytune Noir Mini for some tunage, and the amp today is going to be the Orange Pedal Baby 100. So it's basically a power amp, and we're using the JHS Clover as a preamp. So I tried to go for something kind of middle of the road, nice and clean if I turn down the volume knob, but that I can get a little bit of crunch when I really turn it up. So let's dive in and check out the sounds of the different waveforms. Same great sound. I'm not displeased with that. Now let's check out the square wave sound. Huh, I feel like that square wave harmonic tremolo is a little bit more pronounced in this version, but I'm really right now just going off my memory of playing with the Monument V1, but still very enjoyable, more enjoyable than I remember. All right, moving on to the triangle wave, which you actually heard at the top of the video and is actually quickly becoming one of my favorites on this pedal. Kind of cool how that takes on like a quick phasing kind of sound. Now let's go ahead and check out the lump waveform, which was one of my favorites on the V1. It was a very unique kind of sound, more just like lump, lump, not too much of an up and down. It's all rise. There you go. Still cool, still like it. All right, now we go to the random, a very, very unique kind of tremolo idea where the waveform is just going all kinds of crazy in various different shapes and amplitudes, because remember, people, tremolo is a volume effect, an amplitude modulation, not a pitch modulation. Kind of herky-jerky and just a little bit funny. Let's check out the harmonic version of that. Still equally as fun, still equally as cool, and I gotta say, I tried to go for a various different rates of speed on that. I typically like my tremolos on the slower side. I just find that that works best with my playing. But I definitely am finding that on this version, I'm gravitating towards trying more of those faster speeds. So I guess they really did their job in improving the range of the rate knob. The fact that I'm liking some of the faster tremolos is very surprising to me. All right. I dig it, still dig it. Now let's go ahead and check out what exactly we can do with the expression pedal jack. So using a TRS cable, I've plugged my Mission expression pedal into the expression tap jack on the Monument. So how do you change what the expression pedal is going to be controlling? It's a very simple process. First, you're gonna need to press and hold down on the bypass and the tap foot switches for 1 second. Now we have these two LEDs on, and now all you need to do is turn the knob that you want to control with the expression pedal. For this, I want to control the rate, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the rate knob. Very cool. Now I'm going to turn the rate knob down all the way. Now I have my expression pedal at the heel down position. Now I'm going to bring it up. And you should be seeing the LED flicker much faster now that I'm in the toe down. You can do more than just control the rate and the depth. You can actually control, say, the shape or the tap division so that you can change the tremolo sound on the fly that way. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. I'm gonna go ahead to the bottom of that knob, do that, and I'm going to control the shape. All right, so I'm assuming in the heel down position, let's go for something right about there, boost it up a little bit so we can really hear it. And I'm assuming now that we have that controlled, we're going to hear the sine wave. Indeed we do. Now let's go ahead and sweep the expression pedal. It definitely changed to square wave. Triangle. Lumpy. And random. Check that out. Now, you have to be a little careful about where you set the expression pedal. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but say you want just a really nice tremolo to start yourself out on something. And then maybe there's a part of the song that you want to go to something crazy, just full toe down. So it's a very cool option. I mean, the fact that you can control more than just the standard stuff with an expression pedal, I love it. Now let's check out some of the mystery functions that you can do with the foot switch. It's all gonna be done with the bypass foot switch. Now the first thing you can do is you can introduce momentary tremolo. Say you have a chord in a song that you wanna accent like this. It's a nice chord, it's a pretty chord, it sounds good already, but maybe a little bit of tremolo would make it stick out a little bit more. Go ahead and hold down on the bypass foot switch when the pedal is off, and then release for a momentary tremolo effect. Simple as that. But maybe now you have the tremolo on already and it's going nicely for you. But maybe as you're ending that passage, you want to maybe increase the tremolo rate. Well, okay, you don't have an expression pedal hooked up. How are you going to do that? You can ramp it by pressing and holding on the bypass foot switch when the pedal is on, like so. And then it ramps right back down when you release. A very cool way to introduce some interesting sounds to your live playing or studio playing for that matter. We are in a studio after all. And aside from that, that's pretty much everything that makes up the Walrus Audio Monument V2. Now, we do have some other things that we can take a look at, and I think the best way to do that is to show you some of my favorite settings that I've conjured up with the V2. We will at this point introduce some nice distortion coming courtesy of a JHS-AT2. So let's go ahead, dive in, and check out my favorite settings. There you have it, my friends. That was the Walrus Audio Monument Harmonic Tremolo version 2. So we now have to ask the big question. And no, I'm not talking about what is the meaning of life. I'm talking about, was this version 2 necessary? Was it needed? Was it justifiable? And in my opinion, as a fan of the original Monument, this version 2 was definitely needed and definitely welcome, in my opinion. I love the original. It was one of my favorite tremolo pedals, and pretty much every tremolo pedal I had before it, I sold because of that pedal. When I play this one, it has all the qualities of the sound that I remember from the version 1, but all the expanded features, the increased usability of it, the ability to control not just the rate and depth on an expression pedal, but other parameters as well. That's definitely a very cool thing. To be able to introduce a momentary tremolo, to have ramping tremolo. They really did their homework, and they really thought out of how to pack a bunch of different stuff into a small enclosure, but not sacrifice the tone. And that's something that Walrus has always been good at. They're always able to pack a whole lot of real good stuff into a very pedalboard friendly platform that you don't need to walk through pages of menus and instruction manuals in order to get the job done. I suppose there is one other question we need to ask, and it's that sound-wise, how do these two stack up? Does the bigger one sound better than the smaller one, or vice versa? But that question will be answered on another show. For the time being, though, I would love to know what you guys thought of the V2 Monument. You can let me know your thoughts about it in the comments section below. And when you see them, please do click the subscribe button and become a supporter on Patreon so I can continue to make these demos for you guys. As always, I appreciate it so much that you choose to spend a part of your day with me. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you all have an awesome week. And until next time, my friends, I'm Sean Pierce Johnson, wishing you all out there great tone and happy stomping. Cheers, my friends.